What is going on, everybody? It's Saturday and we got some football. Say what? Anyway, we got Texans and Chiefs. Everyone's swirling about Patrick Mahomes, whatever. I'm going to give you 4 picks right here. Patrick Mahomes is going to be one, so you're going to want to stay tuned for that. And if you're new here, please like the video, subscribe if you aren't already. We're hitting close to 2,500 subscribers, and that's really awesome, and I want to say thanks, everyone. Anyways, let's get into the picks. First play I have here is going to be Travis Kelce. There's a lot of ways you can go with Travis Kelce. He's been more productive in past years than in this one, but in the second half of the season, he's been turning up a little bit. I really like the receptions here at 4.5. 3.5, there's no value. At 3.5, there's no value, but if we go to 4.5, you're gonna get minus 136, which is decent. And let me tell you why I like Travis Kelce here. You can do with this information as you wish. I'm going with the receptions. Travis Kelce in his history versus the Texans in his career. If we look at the spread here, this is for the regular season only. Look at the receptions: 6, 5, 8, 4, 6, 10. Only 3 touchdowns though, so that's why I'm not doing anytime touchdown score. But look at the yards: 100, 34, 98, 58, 50, 105. And if we translate this into the playoffs, he's played them twice in the AFC divisional and in the wild card. Double-digit targets and receptions here. 3 touchdowns. I remember that game. That was a few years ago. That was wild. And this is important because Patrick Mahomes isn't 100% healthy. He's going to rely on a safety valve in Travis Kelce, who's been there for him through the success of these Super Bowls. And I think that's really where they're going to thrive here. So Travis Kelce, lock it up. I love the receptions here. And secondly, I told you I was going to do a Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to do Patrick Mahomes here. We're going crazy. We're going on a limb with the passing touchdowns. A lot of people are going to fade this, but I'm not going to fade it. I'm going to lean into this. He threw 2 touchdowns last week versus Cleveland, which is good because the weather wasn't that great, and it's going to be cold in Kansas City this week. Patrick Mahomes, same idea. If we kind of follow the data, Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs here, he has done really well. It's close to the playoffs, so I like looking at the playoff stats because these games mean more in December versus just the regular season. 5 touchdown passes. This is why I wanted to show you this. 23 of 35. That's great, and 3 of those were to Kelce. So I'm gonna put this in here. He has a lot of weapons now, especially in the back half of the season. They got DeAndre Hopkins, who is actually going to be my next play. He's been doing really well for him. And Noah Gray, that backup tight end's been doing really well, but we're going with Hopkins here. Over 2.5 receptions. If we look at his last 5, he's hit it in all of his last 5. But let me show you something even crazier. If we go to DeAndre Hopkins, since his acquisition, he was traded with Tennessee, not counting this game versus the Raiders where he went 2 for 3, but basically in the entire month of November and the entire month of December, he's had at least 3 receptions. And that's some data I can get behind because that's the homework that I do. That's the research that I want to give you guys. So these are 3 really strong plays that I really like. But of course it's Prizepicks, and I got to have somebody from the other team, right? There's nobody worth me betting my hard-earned moolah on than Nico Collins. Nico Collins, I think the receptions is too high here. I don't think he's going to have enough time in the pocket. Steve Spagnuolo blitzes at the 4th highest rate in all the NFL, and since week 7, CJ Stroud's the worst. He has the lowest QBR versus the rush versus blitz. So Nico Collins, though, he's 6'4". I like his anytime touchdown prop here. If you go to Nico Collins, man, it's 6'4". The biggest player on the of the Chiefs is the safety. He's 6'1", but any other corner is just at 6 feet. So he's gonna have 4 inches plus that vertical. I really like it. And if we look at last week's game, 4 catches on 6 targets, but 2 touchdowns. And look at these are close games, and he's been showing up in close games here. 8 catches on 11 targets. I love the volume right here. In a close loss versus Tennessee, where they ended that game with a safety, he got a touchdown. And the Texans have already won the AFC South, but they're going to stay competitive. And give me Nico Collins here to get into the end zone. The Chiefs are weaker when it comes to the secondary, but when it comes to the rush, they're a little bit better. So that's why I'm kind of staying away from Mixon. More props, of course, are going to come out. But when I'm first looking at the board here, these are the really 4 strong picks that I like. Travis Kelce over on the receptions, Patrick Mahomes 2 touchdown passes, DeAndre Hopkins at least 2.5 receptions, and Nico Collins to find pay dirt. I want to say, hey, if you haven't seen my other video on the Ravens and Steelers, go ahead and check it out. I want to say thanks for watching, everyone, and good luck.